Oh, hi. Nostalgia Road here. Now I know what you're thinking. Should he be working on the Zelda video? And you're right, but I'm having a brain fart, writer's block if you will. I want to spice up the episode somehow, but I really don't know what to do to make it different and unique and edgy, something the kids will like for this generation. That's actually a great idea. Let me try that. Can we go back, please? This is not what I had in mind. Much better. I mean, it's not like a beloved franchise would do that and totally throw off every fan that loves the game and was expecting something completely different for the next one, right? GameCube back in the day was a system that didn't really get the recognition that it does now. For the most part back then, you had everyone with a PS2, and the PS2 was all everyone talked about. But when people did talk about the Nintendo GameCube, they talked about your classics, like Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Smash Bros. Melee. In my opinion, that was the best console from that generation to have exclusives. And the one game that I loved out of that console the most back then was The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. But it really wasn't always like that. I remember racing home from the bus stop knowing that my mom just picked it up on launch day. And my reaction was pretty mediocre.
It's okay, I guess.
This game was a complete 180 from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Gone were the realistic design choices that they made in the previous installments. Realistic in terms of N64 graphics. And what replaced it was this cartoony cel-shaded design that I really wasn't a fan of at the time. Yeah, I'm working on the design for the next Zelda game for the GameCube. I think I got something here. Let me know what you think. So here's the first one. What do you think? No? Too much? Okay. Well, what about this one? The realistic, looks pretty badass. Like an older Link, in his 30s, not in his teens. No? Okay. Well, I'm running out of ideas here. Oh, here we go. Perfect. I designed this one by myself. I'm really thrilled about this. It's like the Ocarina of Time Link, but with like modern times, with the graphics we have and the capabilities we have now. I think this will be great. No? You sure? Here's this one. I don't know where this came from, but some guy named Dick sent this into us. That's definitely a no. This one was like half-ass. My kid made this while they were at school. It's cartoony, if the kids will love it for sure. I don't know what this stick is, maybe because they can't have swords, so that's that. You want to go with that one? Oh, okay. I'm fired. And for a while I did resent the game because of that. But of course, it being a Zelda game, I had to play it, so I did. And over time it grew on me to be one of my favorite Zelda games in the series. Hi, yes, I'm looking to go back in time with a time machine. Oh, you have one? Perfect. Yeah, I can be over. Great. Oh, what am I going to do with it? Well, I wanted to go back in time to go meet myself as a child and kick my own ass.
Someone's here to see me? Yeah, cool. Bring him in. Who is it? Oh. It's like looking in a mirror. Are you what I look like when I'm older? God, I'm ugly. What are you doing? Why do you have a baseball bat?
The game takes place in the timeline where Link defeats Ganon in Ocarina of Time. Ganon was revived eventually, and then proceeded to flood all of Hyrule. Oh no! And for the first time, we get to celebrate Link's birthday. That would be true if Tetra and her group of pirates didn't get in the way. After saving Tetra, you then find out that your sister's been kidnapped, and that starts the whole game pretty much. Throughout your journey, you save your sister, and then find out Zelda is actually Tetra. We also find out the guy running the whole thing is Ganon up in Forsaken Fortress.
Open the door, Ganon.
You're brought here a few times, but the first time you go through without any weapons. The next two beginning dungeons are Dragon Roost Cavern and Forbidden Woods. And like most Zelda dungeons, each have their own themes. Then there are 3 more before you get to fight Ganon. First you have the Tower of Gods, then you have the Earth Temple and Wind Temple. Unfortunately, the other thing I don't like about this game happens right after you do these two temples. That's right, you already knew I was going to mention it, the Triforce Shards quest. Most of the game has a very steady, consistent pace, and then all of a sudden, it stops. It comes to a screeching halt. Known as one of the worst fetch quests in gaming history. You were sent around the Great Sea looking for maps that lead to the Triforce Shards. Now, that doesn't seem too bad. That is until you realize you have to have Tingle decrypt every Triforce Shard map. And knowing Tingle, that costs money. Which means after you find these maps, you have to bring them to Tingle, pay to have them decrypted, and then go find them and use your crane to get them out of the sea. Next, let's talk about the items. First, the big one that the game's named after, the Wind Waker. Similar to an ocarina controlling the time, weather, and other things in the game, the Wind Waker does the same thing pretty much. The next item, which is pretty big, is the King of Red Lions, your number one mode of transportation throughout the Great Sea, and giving you hints on what to do next in case you ever get stuck. Honey, I'm gonna go take the boat to work today. Need anything on the way home? Alright, have a great day. Alright, King of the Red Lions, do your thing. Take me to Dunkin' Donuts first, then work. Then you have items like the Master Sword, of course, making its appearance again, and many other items. Then you have the music. Every major island has its own theme, 4 songs, and the music. After things slowing down and you collecting all the Triforce Shards, you were then sent back to the bottom of the Great Sea to Hyrule. You are then met by Puppet Ganon, using the light arrows to fight off each form of Puppet Ganon until he is no longer a threat. You then have a sword fight, which is probably one of my favorite sword fights in a Zelda game. Eventually Zelda comes in to help out, and then you use your sword to strike Ganon into the head. The Master Sword then turns Ganon into stone, and he is no more. Well, at least until the next game. It may not be my favorite Zelda of all time, but that does not by any means make it the worst. From the side quests to the characters to the dungeons, all of that combined makes it a near perfect game minus a few flaws. And since Wind Waker, we have gotten adult themed or darker themed Zeldas. And because of that, that's why I started to come around on Wind Waker more, because I had the game that I wanted after Ocarina of Time. So if you either haven't played Wind Waker at all or in a long time, I suggest you play it again. It's a lot of fun and does hold up still to this day, and if you're somebody who didn't like it, you may change your mind. You know, I'm really glad that we were able to stop Ganon and turn him into stone before he flooded any other places of importance. What the fuck? Let's hope renter's insurance covers this.